We return June 14th, 3:30 AU as the Greg Maves flies eyes through the Cronian rings. The camera starts to zoom in on a pitch dark room. Captain Callaghan's bunk. Nora, could you describe your room for me?
Got me. This is all switch and go. You asked me to describe Callahan's room.
Yes.
Nora's room is a kind of almost a picturesque room of a almost like if you decorated a room for like showing somebody a house, like a showroom.
It doesn't look
Everything's
lived in.
yeah, it doesn't look lived in. Everything's set up perfectly where it should be. And it seems like no one's lived here at all.
I see. When the camera pans to Captain Callaghan, sleeping in her bunk, what is the face she is making?
She's slightly disturbed. She's seems like she's thinking about something.
The screen fades to Nora, and inside her dreamscape, what do we first see?
She's at a barbecue. Her
Oh,
family's around her.
back on Mars?
Yes, back on Mars.
What?
She's sitting there looking at her father cooking, and her mother also just sitting there talking to her sister.
Daisy.
Yes, Daisy.
You see your older brother Robbie, you know, come out and goes to walk over to your dad, and they start chatting. Well, you're here stuck and, just lounging about in this chair. I have a question. Are you, inside a dome city or outside?
Outside.
I see. So you moved in on settlement outside the cities first.
Her family was originally inside, but they wanted to do more, so they went outside.
I see. There is a blue sky above you and a small island of green, and then an almost endless ocean of orange as far as the eye can see. Despite a lot of the dust on top of, the surface of Mars being washed away during terraforming, there's a great deal of the trace iron still on the surface of Mars. So it still retains its distinctive orange hue. Well, what do you think about Mars as a place, Nora?
It's home, her first home. Her her family has another one back on Earth, but this is the home that she knew. This is where she's been for her entire life. Um, she's mainly only had the information that her parents would kind of instilled in her about Mars, and at this point, they're already talking about her signing up.
And how do you feel about that?
It's her duty. It's what she needs to do. She has no other choice.
As you think that, Nora, you look down at yourself, and what exactly are you wearing?
Something that's generally unfamiliar to her at this point. Um, he's wearing a dress. It's a small one,
Well, it also is smaller on account of the fact that you are shorter. This
much
doesn't
shorter.
doesn't look like you circa 330. This looks like you almost over 10 years ago. You,
She doesn't even recognize the side of herself.
and as you ponder on that for a second, you're suddenly standing up, and your father, Colonel Callaghan, is standing in front of you and says, "So, Nora, you're
Yes,
getting
Colonel.
you're getting to the age where you need to start thinking about future prospects. Have you decided if you're going on a civilian high school track or the MMCs?
The MMC, Colonel.
Have you picked one out yet?
Not yet.
There's still
I've
plenty of
I've
time.
still been thinking. Do you have a suggestion?
Well, I don't suppose you can go wrong with North Point. Both me and your mother went there instead of Suhanagara, but I don't see any real issues with any of them.
Then I'll go there.
I know you do great. Oh, cheese?
Yes, Colonel.
He throws one on the burger. And the camera lingers on the sizzling sound as, your father puts a slice of American cheese on top of this burger.
So
And
imagine a bird.
it lingers there for a second. And the camera cuts back to you as, the sound changes to the crackling of the fireplace. What is in your hands?
He's holding lots of kind of personal effects, like perfumes and stuff like that. Things that she thinks she no longer needs. This isn't something she needs anymore.
Needs or can't have?
To her, that's one of the same at this point.
I'm going to ask you a question now, Nora. Is it something she wants?
She thought she would.
Oh?
At this point, she's convinced herself that what the colonel and the brigadier is best.
Well, I suppose there's only one decision left to make.
She looks at the items and looks back before just tossing them back in. Toss it all in there,
Into the fire
one
it
by one.
goes.
She sits there and stares at it.
And Nora,
Yes.
you suddenly hear a very loud beep, 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 beep. And your eyes open up. 6:30 on the dot, like always. Uh, right before your eyes shoot open, what is the look on your face?
It's a pained expression. She feels off, like someone's just pushed her suddenly. But now she's She looks at her surroundings and then she straightens herself out, stands up, and gets onto her routine.
Could you
No time
describe?
to dwell on past thoughts.
Could you describe it for me?
Describe what?
Your routine.
First, she gets up and fixes her face. She looks at it, staring at the mirror for a while. It, looking at the mirror reminds herself of her lots of things she did in the past. Her hair is much shorter than it used to be. She keeps it much shorter.
Does that bother you?
At times it does, but she shakes her head and says it's there's no point in that. And then she ensures that it's all well kept before making sure she brushes her teeth, goes through her papers, ensures her uniform is well dressed.
I can just imagine Nora is standing in front of the mirror after her getting dressed and smoothing out her uniform. As the image of yourself, clad in gray, greets your eyeballs with, one last thing to do before you leave. Your sidearms.
Right. She grabs her sword, something that's been passed down in her family for a very long time that she kept, and her pistol.
And, I have a question, Nora, actually.
Mm.
Do you keep a loaded magazine in your pistol at all times?
Always.
Do you cock it at all times? Or.
Yes, she cocks it.
I see.
She prefers to keep it hot.
I'm sure the armorer loves you. And you get on your way. Uh, the Greg Mace has been detached away from Deborah's fixers to act as Lieutenant General Kusnadi's new flag, as she has been filtered in to take over Deborah's spot in the defense of Baker's Point. You're currently moving down with an escort of 2 destroyers to a different part of the line to get them organized for the eventual defense of Baker's Point. Things have been going better since the winter offensive, but with all things in Saturn, it's a great deal of waiting for the hammer to fall or the shoe to drop. And Nora, on your way to the mess hall, would you like to know what you see?
What do I see?
You see Banker and Side Saddle chatting as they are walking along the hallways.
Nora sees this, thinks to herself for a moment, and then just tries to find another route. She turns around and tries to find a different route out.
And, there are multiple ways to get to the pilot's mess hall. And you eventually make it there. And inside, what do you see?
So, what do I see?
Probably see Weaver and Emmett sitting at a table with their breakfast trays in front of them while Weaver's like laboriously trying to talk to Emmett in Cronian with mixed success and a truly atrocious accent.
What is he trying to, like, what is the phrase he's trying to say?
He's probably just trying to like carry out a normal conversation, like "Good morning, how's the coffee?" kind of level stuff.
I think that Emmett is trying very, very hard not to laugh in a mean way.
Okay, then. I know exactly what both of you need to do.
Sure.
So, Jamie, you get to roll to improve your academics or roll a d2 to regain mind health, your pick. But before that, I would like you, Jamie, to roll the keen empathy, and you, Emmett, to roll the poised composure.
Poised composure.
Or deception. Either works. As Emmett, you are trying not to give away to Jamie that.
Try not to laugh challenge.
Or be seen and trying to not to laugh.
Jamie fails that by 3, by the way.
Thing is, there's the possibility that Emmett fails harder.
Emmett fails by, I think, 3 as well.
Tiebreaker time. Both of you, please roll
8.
me. 8. Wait, what?
2.
Also a 2.
Reroll.
4.
A 5.
Jamie, you can't tell that Emmett is trying to keep it together. I just imagine you're too engrossed in the phrase sheet you have in front of you.
Probably like trying to pick his next word by like flipping through like a dictionary at the moment. It has no idea Emmett's actual reaction.
This flip.
Tea,
flip, is made with good beans.
I'm actually imagining more like a composition notebook where you've written down a few key phrases.
Ah, that makes sense.
And you're trying to string them along into something resembling a conversation. You know, generously put.
I think that Emmett sort of like after Jamie finishes the phrase he's on, he says, "Okay, first things first. But if you're not finished with the sentence yet, or your thought or whatever, make sure you're not letting your voice come up at the end. That's only for the end of your thought." And then he sort of demonstrates, like, you know, says a phrase in Cronian, and I've just made this up on the spot. But like at least in Emmett's dialect of Cronian, when you're finishing your thought, it sort of comes up at the end, like this.
So Jamie putting it everywhere, so he's accidentally speaking Cronian with a Valley Girl accent.
Yeah.
That's a mental image. Noted. And he studiously writes this into the phrase book.
I can only imagine. Director, out of curiosity, is Emin around, and does Emin also speak Cronian?
No, Emin does not speak Cronian fluently. She's conversational at best, on account of the fact that her family are, you know, the expatriate community of, you know, spacers and Martians living on Titan. What we would call something akin to a ped noir.
I am compelled to imagine that she's just off in the corner watching this with either amusement or morbid fascination.
Certainly. And Jeanne, you're the very first one to see Nora starting to come over.
Jeanne?
Swappy? We did it. We killed Swappy in real life.
Swappy, if you're talking, you are muted.
Sorry, my dog just got back from surgery. Give me like 2 seconds.
Understandable, have a nice dog.
Jeanne is miraculously reunited with her dog.
Space dog. Anyway. Okay, so, what's John doing? That's a fantastic question.
Yes, you are the first to see Captain Callaghan starting to walk over. I would like you to roll me keen, not academics, empathy.
Teen and empathy. I need to improve her empathy. For how I've played her, she has a 2.
Actually, I know a way I can help you with this. Nora, please roll me calm composure at a -2.
-2, huh?
Oh, as well, I almost forgot. Would someone like to roll me a D8 for narrative points?
As ever, I never have a
Last
D8
time.
on hand, so I'll leave that up to someone else.
I mean, I've got a D8, but I did it last time, I think.
I can do it.
5 narrative.
5 narrative points. It's just I did it for weeks one time, and I only overrolled like 2s and 3s, so I'm kind of last resort for that sort of thing.
I got 4 successes.
John only got 2 successes on her roll.
And you see Nora come over, as she always does, and sits down with breakfast in hand.
John kind of nods to Nora, like, "Good morning, Captain Callaghan."
Morning, John. Nora looks a bit more out of it than normal, but otherwise normal. She seems to be just passively eating the food.
John is gonna look at Callaghan or Nora with a kind of like I'd say maybe a raised brow of some type. Not in the how curious, but in a like kind of concerned way that, Nora seems a bit, well, yeah, she seems distracted, which isn't usually like the captain, especially with how things are leading up to the eventual siege. Can I get you anything?
No, I'll be fine.
Very well. Everyone is doing well this morning, as you can see, and she kind of nudges over to Emmett and Jamie.
I just imagine Courage is there, just
So the
munching.
word you're looking for is insert Cronian word here, not insert other Cronian word here.
They're getting very engrossed in their lesson.
Jamie just turns to Nora, says good morning in the flattest tone ever, since he's trying to avoid the accidental lift.
Good morning.
Hold on. My Nora laughs at that.
Has Emmett ever seen her laugh before?
No one's ever seen her really laugh.
No, like a genuine question.
I think this is the first time I have seen Nora laugh and it not be at someone.
Jamie's immediately gonna frown and like pick up his dictionary again and go look up the word for good morning. Look up good morning again because he assumes he screwed it up.
Well, that's a rare sight, I guess.
For a moment, Nora just stops and shakes her head and goes back to eating.
You know that meme where it's like when you fucking mess up something at a date? No, never mind. You know what I'm talking about. Right?
Courage looks up at you, John. What?
I didn't say that as a character. I was gonna say something out of. I need to start giving like a. This is out of character. My bad. Anyway, yeah, John just kind of like is also similar reaction of everyone else. Like, oh my god, the captain just laughed. What witchcraft is this?
It must be a planted
I mean,
double fake.
oh my god, the Cronians got her. Oh god.
They
Anyway,
flash cloned a copy of Nora, and that's who's in front of us.
oh my god.
Laughter is caused by a rapid onset You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. No, I can't believe it. When the Reds were on, during the prisoner transfer, the Reds must have kidnapped Nora and replaced her with a Flash clone. Oh. Anyway, yeah, but John just kind of like nods to Callaghan and just continues back to whatever she was doing, which seems to have been just mostly quiet contemplation.
On what?
Oh, identity, I suppose. Another case of everyone I've ever talked to during my entire time on Zatter has done nothing but question my identity or who I am, or either treat me as an extension to someone else.
Girl stuff.
Speaking of both identity and treating you like an extension, and girl stuff,
And girl stuff.
Courage looks over to your plate, John, and asks, "Are you going to finish that?"
Of course, you'd say that. Jean just kind of like, John, contemplation of one's identity does tend to take a lot out of somebody, but not in the hunger way. She just kind of says, oh, you can have it.
She grabs your plate and sandwich that you have already kind of eaten into and just starts scarfing it down.
Yeah. Girl's gotta eat, I guess. She's still growing. Somehow.
I imagine you saying that, Sean, while looking up at her.
Yep. She's gotta grow.
How tall is she?
What
How
was-
tall is she?
Courage is like
How tall is
6
Courage?
foot something.
Yeah, she's 6'2".
Okay, so she's tall.
Yeah, like she's really tall.
She's still
Yeah.
gotta grow.
She's taller than me in real life.
Nora and Courage are the same height.
Yeah, that's why in like the first episode I said they were gonna do devastating things to the fandom in 40 years. I'm right though.
I know
think in 40 years that Nora becomes persona non grata.
No, not 40 years in TIS. I mean 40 years after the airing of TIS in 82.
That's what I mean.
People are willing to forgive all sorts of things.
That's so true.
Remember, all morality leaves the body if a villain is hot. So, therefore, fandom won't care. That's just how
That's
that
true.
works.
People like Seema. I mean, who's Seema? That hasn't happened yet.
People
like Char Aznable.
He's not that hot.
Yes, and yet.
I have several people who fucking both hate him, but are like, he's so hot though. I'm making a point to torment them with Char Aznable. It's very funny.
Nora at some point when Courage just starts, I guess, scoffing down the food, just kind of says like softly, "Make sure you don't choke on it, Courage.
Huh?
Don't choke on your food."
She smells. What do you think I am, ma'am? 5?
Everyone
Courage
looks at
ignores.
I didn't quite catch that paradox.
I've seen people choke on their food.
Have you considered giving them throat exercises?
I'll think of that.
It's bait. That's bait.
I had a response that was so much worse,
No one
but I was like,
touched
that's bait. God damn it.
I just
How
imagine
loudly does Courage say that out?
unconsciously loud, and then she goes to take another sip of her coffee. Mind you, this is all out of a pouch.
Yeah, I have to imagine that that's drawn the eyes of the other characters in the scene.
It's not even registering for Courage.
Of course not. Emmett is going to sort of lean over to Jamie. Is she like that all the time?
One of the great things about Courage, she's the same all the time in every circumstance.
Right. Or Banker.
Courage is what?
He said poor Banker.
Well, yeah, he is poor, but Lieutenant Emet, are you making fun of Banker? She furrows her brow.
Not in the slightest.
She inspects you, and trying to interrogate your face.
He is the most genuine person to have ever lived in this moment. He's not making fun of Banker.
Oh, are you making fun of someone then? This is for Go Mind's benefit.
Poor Banker, as in, you poor sod, this is what you're trying to deal with, huh? This is a joke at Courage's expense.
Not even registering to Courage. Like
I
no.
figured.
Is it related to fighting or food?
The other F, but we don't have to go there.
Yes, the three great loves of Courage's life. Anyways. Emin comes over. And Jamie, you see Emin sit down next to Emet and starts talking.
Morning. He'll use inner for this one because he's feeling vaguely self-conscious about the last language attempt.
I see. You see Emin.
So, what did you have for breakfast today?
Oh.
More of the same?
She looks down at her, rehydrated egg sandwich. There's options, Emet?
Occasionally.
And Emet, I don't mean options as in you denying the normal rations, like you sometimes do.
This one didn't have any pork in it. It's fine. Major Guerre did me a solid a few days, a week or two back, at least. So Did you know that you can get turkey bacon out here? I can only imagine at what expense to him.
I don't think Saturn has a very big turkey population, although I suppose it could support one.
I mean, they can live in just about any forest on a cylinder, I guess.
Well, if it works for chickens, then I guess it would also work for turkeys.
They aren't the same thing.
No,
I thought they're just big.
well, they're different kinds of big chickens, and JB.
Huh. Got a wasteful. I need more than one kind of bird.
Courage says, "Oh yeah, there's plenty of kinds of birds. Have you ever tried pheasant?"
Jamie just has a blank look.
I've heard it mentioned in books.
And Courage says, "Wouldn't recommend. It's actually kind of gamey."
What is gamey?
How would I describe this? And she looks around. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, right. None of you have been to Earth. How would I describe this? It's you know how like there's a difference in feeling between something with a lot of muscle and something that's uh with a very little muscle.
I suppose in theory.
So that's one aspect. Another one is animals that are raised on farms have pretty prescribed diets, while animals in the wild eat what they can find. And this actually does affect flavor.
That just sounds, I don't know, unsanitary or something like that. How do you know what they're eating?
How do I know what they're eating? Oh, well, they're eating the local fauna or other animals.
And not food scraps,
Well,
but
yeah.
like
Well, yeah, of course they're.
bugs and stuff.
Of course they are.
Huh. Seems strange to me.
Well, people have lived like that for millennia, Jamie.
That just doesn't seem very efficient. Why do you need more than one? You know, one type of poultry seems sufficient.
Actually, it is very necessary, Jamie. You know, just like how your colonies need a certain amount of moisture in the air, the the populations of Earth need occasional culling, so everything doesn't completely fall out of balance.
I mean, I see his point though. There's not much difference when it comes to what passes for the ecology in a colony between a chicken and a turkey.
Well, good thing I'm talking about Earth then, no?
Must be weird there.
Weird there, I suppose. I believe it's far weirder out here.
I don't know. I can't get over the idea of like looking up and there not being Hull.
And I can't quite get over the idea of looking up and there not being the sky. Nora, what do you have to say about this, Captain Callaghan?
Nora looks up. What?
Do you have any opinions on station colonies versus dirt side?
I prefer dirt side.
See, even the captain
What's
agrees with me.
What's the sky like on Mars? Everybody's seen the pictures of Earth.
She thinks for a moment. It's changing constantly. The terraforming tends to cause changes over time that I've when I came back there, it was different than I remember when I was little. Slowly. Not as red as it used to be.
Huh. Emmett is going to look at his watch and sort of like, ooh, I promised I would help out in the hangar. I better finish up.
And you see Emin and Emin get up. Courage looks to you, Jamie, and says, well, those two are certainly a pair.
It seems pretty reasonable. Jamie, with his like typical blank face, like taking Courage's words at face value. Like, why wouldn't they be? Pilot Wizzo.
No, this is my first time actually seeing it, though.
Are there any other like commonly used Federation walker frames that have a Wizzo? Or is this only a thing that it would really be seen on an aerospace fighter?
Besides, fighters, the only walker frame you would see as a two-seater would be a colony fighter, a Kulfi. And with the kinds of operations Deborah's Fixers, which you would know Emet Courage has only ever been with, there's pretty much no way they would ever get colony fighters assigned to them. You actually tend to find them more often with colonial units because they tend to be more stationary. So fights inside colonies are more of a concern for them. Not to say that, Space Army doesn't have colony fighters. They just have, say, lower, what's the word, proportion of them, if that makes any sense. Jeanne, Jamie, is there anything you would like to do?
I can't exactly. Sorry, space flu got me. I can't think of anything at the moment I want really John to do. I think John is just mostly keeping to herself, if anything.
Yeah, Jay will probably just go and hit the Sims then if he doesn't have anything like currently planned.
Well, there is one thing later. You have a pretty routine scouting sortie.
Oh, okay. Well, if he's got mission like that, he'll probably also wander down to the hangar just to run checks on his machine.
The thing is, like,
Yes,
it's moving towards it near a local colony, so it's just good to show the flag.
Gotcha.
Because it's just showing the flag, only a single flight is being sent out yours.
how convenient.
Very. And because of the transfer over, Philippe has actually been stuck in conversations with General Kusnani pretty much like the last 3 days.
Hmm.
As the thing is, because she has read his plan and is convinced that it has some merits and is trying to see if they can't apply it more than just Fort Wonderly.
Well, that's good. The major is, talking with the head honcho herself. I'm sure she's a completely reasonable lady who will do nothing wrong ever.
Huh?
But yeah, no, John is going to also, I suppose, just kind of wait for the sortie time to get started. Let's see. How about we improve her empathy, maybe? uh,
Oh,
with
just
with that moment she had with Nora
I would
of
like.
sensing something. Okay, she has a 2 in empathy, so I need to roll a 3 or higher. Yeah, I rolled a 5. She now has a 3 in empathy. Success. Haha, success.
We transition over to Emet. Emet, what exactly are you doing in the hangar?
Um, well, he's been here for a month now, thereabouts.
I can double check the exact episodes of March 5th is when you got here. It is currently June 14th, so a little over a month.
Like 6 weeks thereabouts. Um, in that time, I imagine that most of the flights and patrols that have been gone on off screen have been done with the two-seater configuration of the Thornburn, but he wants to, you know, this is a universal walker frame. It has 2 other modules that can be fitted to it, and
Wow.
he wants to help out the techs as one of the other ones gets integrated. What one? I don't know. You decide.
Me?
Yeah. What? There is the enhanced targeting one that makes it aim really, really good, and there is the agility version.
Because actually, the local ground is actually pretty dense asteroid fields. So the agility one probably makes more sense because this is the ideal terrain to test that sort of thing.
So as Emmett is, walking over to where the Thornburn is being worked on, or well, floating rather. Um, look at it this way. When we're doing test flights with this thing, you'll have a chance to try flying the walker frame for yourself, and I'll be doing my own gunnery for once. We both get some important practice in, huh?
Vote your targets.
Listen,
Or maybe Captain Callaghan would be better.
if you're as good a pilot as I am a shot, woe to the techs after you come back.
Just don't ruin my ride, Emma.
Uh-huh. Yeah. All right, let's get into it. What do you guys need help with? As he sort of calls out to the technicians.
As you see I was just about to look to my collection of books to get a name, and I saw Johnson. It's like, I'm not going to say Sergeant Johnson.
He
Mean
knows what the ladies like.
blue killing machine?
Huh?
Hello.
Yeah, I know.
Why do you always come?
A Sergeant Swift. And he yells down to you and says, We need the backpack. Like, like disconnected from the software. Could you hop in for a second?
Yeah. All right. Emin, could you go monitor uh, the connection bus? It's gonna be just under panel 13, behind the head.
She gives you a thumbs up.
And
Don't blow me up.
Emmett, yeah, I'll try. Emmett sort of pulls himself up by like the hatch and sort of swings into the cockpit. I sort of imagine him sort of coming in like at a 90-degree angle sideways to what we would think is right side up, and then sort of reorienting himself once he's inside. All right, let's see. And he starts looking around for the manual disconnect for the backpack.
The big thing actually is the manual disconnect is outside. What they need is to make sure your software doesn't get fucked up when that happens. So you need to disconnect it from the system.
All right, he attempts to sort of work his way through the various menus using the nice clicky buttons because buttons are still nice and clicky.
You know, what
Uh,
I'm kind of imagining for the chair is like the buttons, because you know this is a panoramic cockpit. They're part of your chair.
the
They
armrest. Yeah.
No, not the armrest. They're above you.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so he's reaching up, doing the click, 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 flip of analog switch, flip another one, click, click.
Um, you get a very clean disconnect of the backpack from the rest of the software.
All right, it should be good.
Understood, you hear Emin say through the radio. Stand clear for disconnect. As you know, you hear a pressurized noise and a ever so slight a scraping of metal against metal as you look behind you and the backpack is no longer connected.
It's kind of crazy to think it can do that, huh?
Well, that's what the several billions of fetals of development were for.
I don't know if it's money well spent, but it sure is impressive.
Well, assuming they keep making these things for the next 50 years, it really depends.
Now that it's disconnected, Emmett is going to sort of like, head back outside and kind of like mag boot walk up the torso to sort of look at where the backpack was disconnected.
It looks almost naked without it.
Oh, that's weird. A walker frame without a backpack. Ugh, good thing we're fixing that soon.
What? You don't want to go fight and die for the safe M on the dusty plains of Mars?
Do they not do they not use backpacks on Mars?
They didn't during the Space Wars, my friend.
Oof. Can't even imagine being that slow.
What? You think you could take on the Red Death in this thing?
Go search who the Red Death is.
Riley and McMead, Walker Frame Ace of Aces.
In this thing, I mean he was piloting what?
Phoboses?
I mean, I don't want to sound arrogant, but I think with the difference in hardware, we might even have a shot at it.
Although with, his luck, I'm not even sure shooting him down would save us.
Well,
He does hold the record for surviving the most amounts of shoot downs of any pilot ever.
that's some kind of luck to be sure. All right, let's get this thing reattached.
You see the hands at the top of the hangar used in servicing the walker frames start to move over the high mobility backpack. And of course you attach it, and then you actually end up disconnecting the software from the cockpit as the last step, as the mechanics start to basically unbolting the two-seater.
Are they pulling the whole cockpit out the front, or just like part of it?
Actually, the torso is partially disassembled at this moment as they're taking out basically half the cockpit.
I bet in like 20 years' time, they're gonna figure out how to make all the stuff come out with just the backpack. I bet.
I'm not too sure that's a good idea, Emin says. What if someone tears out the backpack?
I feel like yeah, that'd be bad. But if you're there, like something's already gone pretty wrong, right?
Hey man, I don't want to die by
I can I can respect that.
by some Ivan literally tearing me and throwing me to my death.
Yeah, maybe not.
And that gets done, which Nora leaves one final thing to do. It has reached 11 o'clock, which means your scheduled sortie. Nora, I have a question.
Yes.
How does it feel to be in the hot seat today?
Nora's thinking to herself, this was not the type of role she thought she would get in, but it seems she did well enough to get here, so she might as well commit.
Philippe or we riot. Just kidding.
Nora, as
Yes.
you're getting up onto the catapult, you see Quickie say, "No call. This should be one and done. We should see you back within an hour and a half. Just make sure, or to keep your beam, to make sure the kid keeps his beam shield up. Don't smash into any rocks. Should be back in time for chow."
Yes, sir. Nora says simply.
Remember, check in at every 30 minutes.
Yes, sir, we'll make sure.
Good luck. And
All right.
the flight is flung out into the inky black of space.
Hopefully, this will help John clear her head a bit. Something to focus on.
Oh, does Jeanne?
Emin is still back on the ship. This is going to be interesting.
Huh? No.
Emin?
Oh, yes, Emin. I thought you said Emin. My
Yes, Emet. That's not going to help anything.
I'm slightly hard of hearing.
So funny. It's so funny that they share 2 out of the 4 letters in each of their names.
You did this.
You mean Eminem?
Oh, you killed me. You killed me.
Are you gonna roll for hammers?
Yeah, I'll roll for hammers.
Please, 3d6. How many hammers do you have by which to kill me with?
I have. I have 8 hammers.
Ooh, that's a
A lot
slightly
of.
low amount of hammers to kill me with.
I mean, that's a worrying amount of hammers in my opinion. But go off.
I don't know. You could have had 16 hammers.
That would be a lot of hammers.
Also, a 3d6, wouldn't that be 18 for the upper level?
No,
I mean,
that is the absolute upper, but I chose a much more reasonable 16.
Ah, okay. Noted.
Let's not get too crazy with 18. We don't need more than 16.
Lex
I feel
Luthor,
like more than
Lex
I feel like
Luthor killed the director with 16 hammers. That's as many as 2 8s.
And that's terrible.
and it is what has brought me into destroying you. One hammer. One hammer.
Okay.
And as you are flying about, Jean, you made a comment earlier. I have a question, Jean.
Yeah.
Do you normally feel calmed during your flights, assuming, of course, you don't encounter the enemy?
The enemy. There's something relaxing, I suppose, about the void of space, if that makes sense. It feels like, she can kind of let go and feel herself just kind of melt away into the cosmos of space. And according to some older literature works that she's read, and mostly probably thanks to Philippe. Thanks, Philippe. Thank you, Philippe. Well, space is kind of meant to be God's dominion, so there's a bit of comfort in that for someone who is of a more religious cut from a more religious cloth, I suppose.
I see. Yeah, so Frep in text brought up a very good point. Because Philippe is currently preoccupied. Nora, who
Yes.
is Waymakes with who today?
Oh, good question.
Sometimes I can still hear his voice.
John and Emet are going to be in one flight, and then Nora and Jamie.
She just can't get rid of her dumbass fucking. She can't get rid of her favorite nuisance.
Well, you see, it's a better option than having him with her.
What, are you afraid Nora is gonna be racist to Cronians? Again?
No.
Is Courage on this patrol with us or no?
No, actually, so a thing about Courage is she flies like a maniac, right?
You're right.
That's
Yeah,
true.
this is too low key for her.
Actually,
They need to.
it is because her Bradbury 2 is down for repairs, because
What did she do to it? What did she do to that poor machine?
so a thing that Courage did to her walker frame is she has slightly messed with the inertial damp like limiters. So she ends up actually putting a lot more strain on it, because the thing about G's is they're contingent on how tough you are, your ability to
I
physically weather them. But in space, the issue tends to be that it's too easy to pull a G, so that's why the limiters are there. But Courage has modified it, so she's technically out of schedule for most other people's repairs. She has to go, her Bradbury has to go in under the knife, as it were, much more frequently than everyone else does.
Yes, I love.
Even your Thornburn isn't as much as a hanger queen as her Bradbury too.
That poor machine.
Granted, Emmett, you are somewhat convinced that Courage is in a throuple with her Bradbury and Banker, so she loves that thing.
That poor machine.
And
Oh dear.
you are all flying about. And, some time passes. And it's about at the 25-minute mark. I would like everyone to roll me Keen Technology Systems.
Keen 6. Where's my
That is one success.
That is going to be a 12 threshold for me. A 12v12 threshold. Ooh, let's see what I get.
Mean what again?
Keen Technology Systems.
Despite my 0 in technology, that is 4 success.
Or success.
Two failures.
Mark that down. Emmett, did you say what you got?
I got one success.
One success. Jamie.
Yes.
So it's coming up towards your routine check-in, of which there are 2 on this flight. And you actually notice something, that the level of radio interference is slightly higher than normal in area. I'd like you to roll me a tact investigate.
Tact investigate. Okay. I really hammer on the skills that Jamie does not have. Holy crap, I passed by 2, in fact.
By 2. It's actually
Things are changing.
It's actually similar to a handful of Doritos for a handful of ships.
No, that's not concerning in the slightest.
Actually, it is less than you think so, because this Saturn has been a battlefield for the last 30 years. There are actually a great deal many of Hulks just sort of like strung along the rings of Saturn.
Okay. I guess he'll like get a heading on that and report in to Nora. Just saying, picking up, what looks to be ships at this location.
Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
When you say that, you wait a couple seconds for our response. And then 10. And then 15. Nora says nothing.
I'm going to like turn my walker frame so I have like physical sight line and try and signal again. And I don't know, do we have we can basically Morse code blink to each other, right? With the lights on these things.
Yeah, you could do something like that.
And I'll query if there's a comms issue, which I assume is a standard signal.
Nora, you see Jamie's Brady Hunt turn around towards you, not changing its momentum, just sort of reorientating towards you, and ask you a question through Morse code if there is a communications connection issue.
Nora tries the comms, and I'm guessing she gets static or nothing.
Yeah, line's pretty much garbage.
And then knowing that, Nora will just respond with a yes.
I will like signal back ships, and then I will like physically point my like hand on my walker frame at the signal.
Courage the cowardly dog.
Can the rest of us like see this interaction and decode the Morse code that they're sending back and forth?
Yeah, I won't make you roll a check on account of the fact that you should all be trained in this.
This is true.
Nora will look over to the ships. What's the space around this? Is it like, are we just in open?
You are in a pretty dense asteroid field.
Okay.
The rough beaten up path up, basically ahead and up from the Greg Maze's path.
Now, what protocol were we given regarding if we spot enemy ships? Was it to return? Was it to shadow? Or was it to engage if possible?
Well, because you are transporting a VIP, it's to engage, to not engage if possible. If this was, if you were still in the fixers, it would be to engage when presented with a viable target.
Right. Nora's immediate thought is engage, but she has orders.
But,
so,
but, there are many hulks around here, so you first need to confirm, in fact, the ship ahead of you, their signals are in fact hostiles. Because it could just be civilians who are unfortunate enough to be ahead of you. Or it could be, abandoned hulks. You don't know.
let's see.
And until you get within 30 or so kilometers, where they start to reappear into visual sightlines, you can't really be certain.
Nora will basically give Morse for. We're going to basically go into the asteroid field and use it as like essentially concealment and get as close to that group as possible.
Alrighty.
Does it be a team action maneuver?
Would you like it to be?
I'll try that.
Alrighty, please make me a tact leadership systems. At, let's say, a -3.
Let's see what I get. Okay. That is 2 successes.
So, the rest of the flank gets moving on you. No call.
Yay!
And, Emet, you're taking up the rear at this moment. And, as everyone's moving forwards, you take a look behind you as you just get within 27 kilometers of, your unidentified ships. When you see 4 torpedo explosions hit some rocks.
Yeah.
The eyes flash if we're not within, actual like laser line or any other kind of voice comm range. It just spells out torpedo.
Nora looks in the direction of the torpedo explosion.
It was back
Um,
towards where the Greg maze was, and you can see it on visual because the torpedoes were far enough away, so something had to have fired that. And because you
okay.
came directly from there, it can't be in between you, so it must be behind the Greg maze at this current moment.
Behind the Greg maze?
Yes.
Oh no.
All right. Nora will then Morse that we will have to intercept whatever that is behind the Greg maze.
And as you think about that, Nora, ahead of you, you see a IVA wolf pack starting, basically getting ready to do an attack run. Two Garibaldi class destroyers and an Engels class frigate.
Yeah.
No call. I'm going to give the turn to you.
It's actually for the combat sheet. There it is. Let's see. I am going to do a team action maneuver, and her orders are basically going to be focus on the wyverns first. Keep your distance and focus on the wyverns.
You just get the okay signal back, essentially, just the affirmative, whatever the Morse code is for that.
Just a thumbs up.
Oh yeah, we have hands.
You
Yeah,
can
sick.
emote, quite literally.
All right, will that be the same roll as last time, or?
Yes, and because you've caught these IVA internationalists by surprise, it will not be an opposed roll.
All right. Oof. Okay, that is a 5-1-1-3.
Let's go.
Ooh, that's an away.
That's a potential point.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad.
How many successes is that?
7, 5. That is 5 successes.
5 successes, which is enough for everybody. No call is, first up, what would you like to do for reaction? So you have 4 down walker frames ahead of you. Basically, they're out in the open and they're at a long distance. And behind them at super long is the trio of ships, 2 destroyers and a frigate. You are currently in a set of rocks. And to your forward right is open ground, but to your forward left is still yet more asteroids.
Okay. Nora's going to keep to the asteroids, but she's going to keep at a standstill, aim, and shoot at the first wyvern.
While you
damn.
are aiming, I have a question. Are you using a reaction to make this a +4?
Yes.
Very well done. Versus your target's nimble of 2, so that should bring up to a grand total of +2.
+2. That is 7 successes.
Versus my 6. And you have the coil rifle.
Yes.
So you essentially smack the first wyvern, and the beam shield eats most of it as, it goes through it, smacks the shoulder, it gets knocked back.
He did.
Nope. But otherwise, this wyvern is fine. Let's see. I believe the pairs are... Yes, Weaver. Lace. What would you like to do?
Yep. I think having seen Nora engage the first weapon, I'm going to try and finish it off now that she's stripped the shield off it. So I'll do an aim and fire. I will retain my reaction though.
So this should be
So
at a flat for you, because your +2 from staying still is counteracted
Okay.
by your target's nimble 2.
Sounds good. All right, I had a dice try and escape from me.
They know
Oh,
what's
for
about to happen.
Pete's sake.
What?
Just my dice being my dice.
What?
That is 11, 14. Oh, it's still 14. Oh, that'd be hit by 2. Sorry, I forgot that I'm still dealing with quite good numbers. Even my dice are
Good old prep dice.
I've even swapped them out from last time. I don't even have that crutch.
So, how many successes?
2 net success
One moment. Let me calculate that up.
from the full shot.
So it should be 8 in total. -6. You reduce your target, its armor, down to 3. As you know, you get a solid center ass hit on it. And let's go then with Cleric, because Jeanne has seniority over Emet.
Sorry. It's my turn?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just double checking. I had a feeling. Okay, so
I almost forgot.
and
You're no longer Cleric. I should change that in the combat sheet to your new call sign. Powder.
Everyone's so mean to me just because I accidentally snorted cocaine. It was an accident. Smacks lips. So there. How many enemies are there?
There are 4 Dan Walker frames and a trio of ships.
Trio ships, 4 walker frames. Probably best to take out the walker frames first before we engage the ships. Does that sound right?
Those are our orders, yes.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I guess we'll engage the walker frames. John is just going to. How far are they?
They're currently a long distance from you.
Perfect. John was going to line up the shot towards. Whoever looks. Let me pull up. Sorry, because I'm at a disadvantage because I have to do this on my phone, and I don't have the miracle of several windows. I don't have several tabs. It's terrible.
If you're wondering, there's one wyvern that's been hit twice and has no reactions left, or there's 3 untouched.
It's probably best to start trying to make the other 3. Yeah, I think we'll try to hit the second wyvern.
It will attempt to return fire at you.
Okay. So, I have a bonus since I'm standing still, which I believe is a +1.
+2.
+2, and I have +2 from Nora's orders.
That wasn't an order bonus. That was from team action maneuver. But that does you are doing what Nora wants. You are correct on that.
I believe
Yeah,
it's +1.
it's an order, so like you get what I mean. So I assume that would be like a keen.
I'd say keen, yeah. That works.
Keen, and they have a nimble. Do they have nimble? Nimble 2, so it'd be a 14.
This should be your flat.
Yeah. A flat?
Yes. Because your +2 and
Oh.
their -2 cancel each other out.
Yeah, and then I have the +2 from sniping. Or do I?
That is
I think that's
that.
the thing that's canceling it out.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a 6. 9 successes.
9 successes versus my 3. So you have a 1 moment. Let me just double check.
6 successes. Which, with my thing, my full shot should deal 7 and 5, so 12 damage in total. Because 7 base, 7 success, I got 6 successes. So 1 success is the base of 7, and then 5 extra damage, and if my math is right, that's 12. So 12 damage to the wyvern.
Nope, because you're forgetting loser subtracts. So you said
Yes.
you got
I think
six.
that Swappy's accounting for that out already.
Yes, I got 9, and then he got 3,
yes.
so she.
Yes, you're right. You're right. I heard 6
Yep.
immediately. I should pay more close attention.
No.
You're right.
It's fine.
Anyways, let me just calculate this all up. -6 from shield and coating, which strips all of your target's armor away and brings it down to 3 frame. I have a question, Jeanne.
Yes.
Would you like to spend a narrative point to force the mission and kill test? Which I remind you is a 50-50.
What do you guys think? If we get lucky, we would immediately get a character out of the way.
I have no particularly strong feelings either way. We've got points to spend.
You know what? Sure, let it ride.
Alrighty, so this brings you down to 4, and brings this second wyvern down to 2 frame. I'd like you to roll me a 2d6.
Threshold?
No, it's not a d2. My bad. I misspoke.
Oh.
You're rolling
okay.
if it's above or if it is above or equal to 4, essentially.
If it's a 2-day die, and if it's a 1-day don't die, right?
A 1 through 3 is a kill on it. If you were just rolling a d6 to do this d2, so you want
a 1 is a kill.
1 through 3.
1 through 3. Oh, then yes, I rolled a 3.
That is a kill as you see it, as you smack it, and then it, basically lists along for a second before, smacking pretty hard into an asteroid. Not blowing up, but the pilot inside is definitely incapacitated. At a victory. And the walk of fame is kind of totaled for the moment.
She has 2 victories, guys.
We're so proud of you.
Yes. Guys, let me farm kills so I can make a roll awakening test. But yes, then yeah, no, I'll just end my turn there. There's no need to stack malignant boat malices upon myself. I feel like we're doing pretty good.
Especially considering the fact with your full shot, you want to be stacking bonuses for a single roll on account of the fact that you can only roll 5 times with that thing.
Yeah.
And that comes to Jumprope.
All right, so I believe ahead of us we've got ahead and on the right is clear. Ahead of us is our targets, and ahead and to the left is more asteroids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is utilizing the Thornburn's agility pack, um, make a move up through those asteroids, getting around the side of these targets before firing a shot at them. So essentially, move and shoot up on the side of them. I'm going to be shooting uh, for this shot, which will hopefully be coming by surprise. Wyvern 3.
So just so I
Maybe
got this right,
hit
you're
them
going to the forward to the left, right?
forward to the left through the asteroid field so that I can try to get a shot off before they realize what's going on.
Alrighty. Now my next question, good sir. Do you want to add a move check onto this so you can potentially get closer to the?
I absolutely would.
I will mention though, this is going to apply a -2 when you try to make the attack on those walker frames.
I was attempting to do the move and shoot snapshot thing.
Yeah, the thing is about that is that gives you moves you up by 1 range band just for free. But
Okay.
it locks you out of certain things like aiming, for example.
Yep.
What I was asking is if you wanted to move up to something like short, so you can move into medium distance with the ships as well. Because
that makes enough narrative sense in my head because I'm trying to basically shoot them from a 90-degree angle against the walker frames, so I'd have to move up a fair amount. Okay.
Okay, then please a move check.
All right. Now, you'll notice on the sheet, my armor is 5, which is because of the agility pack. However, I'm going to be rolling twice on this move check.
Picking best.
That is correct. That is. Ooh, that's bad. Good thing I've got another roll. Ooh, that's good. That is a 1, a 1, and a 3.
That is
under my move target of. That's 5. Under move check is 14. So that's, I think, 10 successes.
10 successes, which should bring you up to the area you want to be at. However, as you do so, the Angles class opens up with a missile barrage to try to stop you.
All right.
Wait 1.
Does the asteroid offer any kind of cover to me on this approach from this shot?
It was a suppression.
Ah, interesting.
Let's see, 8 versus 14 -7. So, okay then. Wasn't able to fully stop you in your tracks, but you move up to a short distance with these walker frames, as you know. Like there's shattering asteroids in front of you. You get up to the side of these things, and then you have the side of these wyverns.
I do have the side of these wyverns. Although if I'm at short now, this begs the question, ought I charge?
You did not say you wanted to charge.
That's true.
And I'm electing to say no. You may not.
That's fair. Well, I'm here. I'm going to do the thing I plan to do, which is I'm going to basically try to put a full shot beam rifle right through the side of Wyvern 3.
The 4th wyvern, seeing you're doing this, is going to try to suppress you. And because I failed my check, I'm going to spend an error point to reroll. That's 7, 12. You are making this check at a -3, in addition to your target's nimble.
All right, so that's a total of -5.
Mm-hmm. And let's see what else. You moved into point blank range, which counteracts your
Yep.
negative from the excess check. So yes, just a -5.
He whips the walker frame around, bringing the target into the sights, and clicks the firing stud. Okay, that's a 1 and 1 and a 5.
How many successes is the thing?
With a -5 in total on this shot, that is the target of 5 successes, I think. Hold on, let me do the math. 14 minus 5 is 9. Difference between 9 and 5 is 4. Plus 1 for the base calculation is 5.
5, which should be 11 damage.
My aim with going around them was I know that shields can be bypassed by flanking.
Yes, they can. And I'd like you to roll me a 2d6 right now.
2d6? Gotcha. That is a 8.
And it does not go critical or cook off, as you may add a victory and put one right into the side of this thing, and it promptly blows up. But not before you see the chest open up and the cockpit fling out before the rest of the walker frame is engulfed in, fiery death.
We're so gamble core right now, guys.
Jumprope.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes. What is the question?
Who would you like to pass to?
Well, we're all out of allies.
It may only be enemies.
Let's see what Wyvern 1 is up to.
Wyvern 1 is going to try to shoot you, Jumprope.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's going to try to move closer to do this.
If it starts moving up, could I burn my reaction to fire a shot off into it?
That you may.
I love making an L-shaped ambush in space.
I mean, it makes sense. I assume this will be at a -2 due to the target's nimble.
Correct.
Okay. That is 4 success. I'm better at shooting in their turn with nimble than when I was negating it before. That's funny.
4 success, you said?
Yeah.
I think the gods of dice just hate you.
As a general rule.
Not necessarily. Let's see. So that's 9 damage when you account for the fact on my dodge I got 1 success. So let's see. 9.
Like 1 damage past? What's shield?
-6. Not +6. 9 -6 equals 3. So you apply 3 damage to the armor. Actually, wrong walker.
Yeah, I activated Wyvern 1.
Yeah, Wyvern 1 has no armor anymore.
You got a hole in your armor.
You got a hole in your left wing.
God, I should have just rerolled that with a friggin'. It's too late now. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like every time I fire this full shot beam weapon, it's like I'm shooting paintballs. But that's just my dice.
You kind of got to either against beam shields. You kind of got to either do some maneuvers to get around them, or just target the array, or shoot with a penalty to bypass it,
or hit. Like roll lower than a 13 or 14 occasionally.
I guess that would help you too. Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm thinking of the things you can control.
Brutal.
Anyways,
oh well.
It's come upon you, Jumprope, as it's gotten into point blank range. What do you want to do?
Is it shooting me or going to melee me?
Shoot you.
All right. I would love to, as it closes in on me, just attempt to fire my underbarrel shotgun in response.
To do what exactly?
Return fire. Like, I'm essentially, I think, trying here to just basically. I'm not going to back out of this. This is not my most optimal option, but it's what I said I was going to do. So what I'm trying to do here is basically, sneak the shot past its beam rifle or its beam shield and blow its arm off before it can shoot me, because I'm not confident I can actually take it out in one shot with this thing.
Very well done.
And I don't want to spend too much full shot ammo right away and also not melt the barrel.
That means this will be at an additional -2 for you.
All right, so -2 from the penalty and -2 from its nimble. 10. Luck don't fail me now. I am going to spend a use of Slight Edge.
And what does Slight Edge do for our friends in the audience?
I may 3 times per combat reroll 1 die in a roll, which is great because it is a marginal improvement. As opposed to rolling 3-3-2, I have rolled 2-3-4, which is better because I have unreliable, and if I had rolled 2 3s, I would have had a -2 penalty to my roll. Instead, it is merely 1 worse, which is a small improvement.
That's like an interesting.
What exactly is
combination.
reliable for
Uh,
the
un-
friends in the audience?
Unreliable, when you roll 2 of the same number other than a 1 on a dice roll with an unreliable walker frame, you subtract 2 from the roll's result. If you roll all 3 of the same number other than 1, minus, I believe, 4.
Correct.
So this is a slightly less than optimal roll, but not as bad as it could have been. With a target of 10 and a result of 9, that's 2 successes.
2 successes versus my 5. So 7 damage on my end, which your shield happily takes.
The buckshot spins away into space. Well, those are some big buck, but I digress.
It's more like flechette rounds. Like,
interesting.
Imagine the flechette the size of a kind of small guy.
Yeah.
Which is to say they would absolutely tear up an apartment complex or something.
Yeah.
Or, you only need one of those to hit a beam shield array for it to stop working, so they're great for that.
Yep.
Just point it in the general direction. And the first wyvern is going to hand off its turn to one of the Garibaldi classes. We're going to try to blast you away, Jumprope.
Yep. I'm going to mark my reaction as spent because I reacted.
And I presume you're going to try to die. I don't think you're going to want to shrug off a full barrage.
Yeah, probably not.
A full barrage from, a goddamn ship.
Well, a glancing blow maybe, but I don't know if they've got a glancing blow or have hit me dead on.
We're certainly going to find out. So, first things first, they're going to try to hit you with their walker frame grenade array. And that's just the first of it. 10 versus, let's see, 5, 9. 2 successes. You said you wanted to dodge, yes?
Yeah, I am going to dodge.
Please make
Just
me
sort of
dodge.
imagine the thorn burns, basically kicking its legs out forward and burning, zigzagging side to side as it pulls back slightly. That is that. And get my other set of dice for the second roll. So I don't trust myself to remember. It is much better. 1, 2, 3. Under my. The other roll for reference was very bad. It was a 6, a 5, and a 2. Not ideal.
It could have been a 5-5-5, which would have been.
It could have been a 5-5-5. Almost the worst case.
Second worst
That
case.
that is a move check. That is that's enough. That is so many successes. That is. There is a calculator here. Why am I not using it?
I literally invented it to make your life easier.
That is 9 successes as the Thornburn enters an evasive pattern.
That is plenty enough versus my 2. However, ships work slightly differently than walker frames, as the captain, the commander of the Tolstoy, uses 2 more orders to try to shoot you down. And it's going to try to hit you with a full beam barrage. So I'm going to roll 3 times to see if I can beat your 9 at all.
Yep. Scary. These ships ain't no joke, folks.
Let's see. That's 7, 9, 4 successes. Not enough. Nine again. 14. Nothing. But on my next attack, I will attempt to suppress you with the torpedoes.
That's a mental image.
2 successes. As I apply a -2 to you, Jumprope, for your next check. And the Garibaldi class destroyer Tolstoy shall go into wait to act, and then hand its turn over to the 4th Wyvern, who's going to try to take a shot at you, Powder. Jeanne?
Yes, it's my turn, which means I get to do things.
Well, you're being shot at.
And I am being shot at, which is bad. Yeah, I'm gonna try and dodge, all things considered. I feel like that's a pretty wise strategy. I don't know about you guys.
It's a pretty cash money move.
Yeah, I've been told that this is considered a wise decision of V players.
Please make me a move check.
That's an 8. So 7 successes.
7 successes.
Or 9. Is that right? Why does it say 9? I got 8 out of 16.
That should be 9 successes.
Maybe I'm bad at math.
Well, because you have to remember, meets it, beats it.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
16 versus 16 in normal math, that's a 0, right?
Right.
That's not how successes work. So it's the calculator's essentially what you got versus what you needed minus each other.
Sorry.
Then plus 1.
Right. Yeah. So yes, 9 successes.
There's some fuckery with the sheet to make sure you don't see like negative successes when you're not supposed to. and only see failures when you've actually gotten one that I had to work out. But essentially, I figured it all out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give the turn to the operatic, the Angles class. Frigate, which is going to do a jamming, as it has been for the last turn before you even got here.
Ah, the Eeyore frigate.
No, that's just what a frigate does. It's actually a AA frigate. I would not try to get close to these ships. That Angles will tear you to shreds. You can't see it because I need to close it for the sheet, but strong flak is base damage 4, burst 8.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And I can feasibly spend all 4 of my actions on just using flak if I really, really wanted to. Actually, speaking of that, I'm going to spend my second action on this angle. Those, to suppress you try to hit you Jumprope.
Now, I believe I'm at medium range to this, which is, I believe, beyond the standard range of short for the strong flak of an Engels class.
You can always go 1 range band above your optimal.
Yeah, but I believe it takes a penalty, right?
Yes. So let's see. Jamming. Okay, let's see. My target is a assault carrier. I have do 6 versus it's 3, so plus 3. 15. That's enough, and your communications remain jammed. Now it is going to try to shoot your ass down, Jumprope. I believe you still have pre-snatch.
I believe it's got to beat 11 successes to hit me.
And
this thing sure can move with this new backpack on it. This thing sure can move! As he's pressed into the seat by G-forces.
Oh, so close. I had 9 successes on one of those rolls.
Sir, we can't hit it from this range.
And the Masaccio, the final Garibaldi class, will also go into wait to act. And I'm going to give the turn to you, Jumprope.
Oh boy.
Yes. Work on my island. Pass it to me when you're done.
You got a plan? Cool.
I have an idea. It's called I got your 6.
All right, so I'm at medium range from the ships.
I just came back to the Discord. Frep, what does that mean?
He said Eeyore, and I misheard as Eeyore, the depressed donkey from Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, Igor.
No, his name's Eeyore, not Eeyore.
Eeyore.
Are you forgetting your Winnie the Pig lore?
Winnie the Pig?
Hey, what? I feel like I'm having a stroke. What is everyone going on about?
Winnie the Pooh Bear.
I'm losing it right now. Did I even ever have it?
This is true Bernstein Bears gaming.
I don't know what that even means.
Oh, it's a Mandela effect thing.
Okay. I think we're all just having strokes right now, and we can't decide.
Yeah, so true.
Who's getting their turn on the stroke?
I think that the wise decision to do here, before attempting any kind of foolishness like shooting at a ship, I am within close of both of these wyverns, right?
You're within short of the first wyvern and short of the fourth wyvern. Yes.
I am going to charge the wyvern number 1 who rushed me down.
It will countercharge you.
All right, so I believe this is a move check first, right?
Correct.
Let's go gambling.
I love gambling.
It's not. I love gambling. I love democracy. All right, that is on my part. 9. Yes, that is 6 successes.
Alrighty, so 6 -2 because of extra check, -2 because of your target's nimble.
Extra check. This is my first action.
No, I'm calculating for your melee attack.
Okay, cool.
So
I believe when you're countercharging, nimble doesn't apply. Let me check.
oh.
At least in the
I could be misremembering. I have gone through several versions of these rules.
There's a note in charges in Overwatch. Quote, since both attacker and defender are so close during melee, I guess this is overwatching with a gun, somebody who's charging you. I don't know if it'll apply here, but it says that neither benefit from nimble or point blank. So it's kind of a wash either way. Each person just gets 2 more successes in this case if you apply the rule, and doesn't matter if you don't.
Anyways, then the -2 because of extra check versus your 6, so that should be a +4 for you.
+4. Have I beaten this wyvern?
I don't know. You tell me. How many successes did you get on your regular melee?
My regular melee, as the Thornburn, boosts in using its momentum to swing at this this wyvern. Is with you said a +4?
Yes.
Oh, that's bad. Not for me. Target threshold of result of that's 13 successes because I rolled a 1, a 2, and a 3, and I have a +4. No, sorry, 12. I misread my melee roll.
Well, fuck it. I'll spend a narrative point to see if I can't fish for something good. Because I got 4 successes. That brings me up to 7. How many did you say you got?
I did the math there. It is not 12. It is 9.
9. So 2 successes.
Sorry, no, not 12. 10. I am doing math really bad right now. I'm so sorry. It's 10.
3. So 8 damage in total. So 8 -6. Bring it down to 2 frame. Describe how you make this attack.
I think like in the cinematic sort of vision of this is the Thornburn boosts in and essentially deflects sort of uses its beam shield to sort of swipe the enemy's beam saber out of the way before going in with a thrust in the opening.
Thrust.
And it pushes you away as I have rolled for mission kill, and it has survived. And the operatic. Wait, I have a question on your move check.
Yeah.
Did you make sure to account for your -2 from the suppression?
Uh, I did not. My move check, I believe I got. I added a +4. How many would I've had? What would I've had to roll to do that with a target of 14?
It would have been a +2. That thing is, there's only really one bit of difference.
I don't. The guy rolled a 7 and I rolled 10. So like if we subtract 2 from my final roll to account for the -2 from the operatic, I would have still beaten it by 1. I think.
Yeah, just making sure I applied correct damage.
Yep. Let's get this Joker out of the way.
As you know, who would you like to pass to?
Well, Jeanne wanted to go, and I will pass to my wingmate.
Very well.
So, you got how many successes last time?
I got a total of 8 successes on my last roll.
Okay. 8 successes. How with the wyverns getting kind of pushed back, would it make sense for everyone if John were to maybe start targeting the ships, or is that against orders to attack the ships?
Do my orders still apply on this turn?
I'm gonna speak up as the voice of God in this moment, Powder.
Yeah.
Your weapons would do very little damage to these ships from where you are currently sitting.
I see. Okay, then I guess we're gonna take a shot.
I'm going to explain very quickly. So, these destroyers have beam shields of 7. So,
Right.
you could do damage. The thing is, you would need to get something like 7 successes to do anything, and it would only take 1 mass away from these ships, which isn't a lot.
Right. Okay. Then I suppose we are just going to aim at the 4th wyvern and use I got your 6th to just get 8 successes on this guy.
Very well, then. It will attempt to dodge. I rolled 5 successes.
With a net 3. What are you shooting with?
Full shot beam rifle, so 3 successes.
9, I think.
Huh?
On 3 net successes, I think the full shot would deal 9.
I have 5 successes, is the thing.
Oh.
Yes.
And Jean got 8 because if I got your 6, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
So a total net success for Jean of 3.
3, which should be so space 7, 9 in total. 6 brings its armor down to 2.
Yay. 2, 2, 2.
Powder, who would you like to pass to? It must be an enemy.
The enemy?
Yes.
I'll pass it to the one who's going after Jumprope. See if Jumprope can try and finish him off during his turn.
It will go into wait to act. And then give it over to the Tolstoy, who's going to try to shoot a bunch of smoke grenades in front of all of you. And then start to move back. Which it fails to do, so I shall spend a narrative point. Not this time. Narrative point. You all see ahead of you one of the destroyers open up with a massive barrage of grenades that blow up in between you and basically in the clearing between your set of asteroids and their set of asteroids. And then it spends 2 actions to start moving back. So, Emet, for you, what that means, it is essentially moved out of short, back into long.
Was I at short with it, or was I at medium?
You were at medium.
With
Sorry, you're right. Super long for you.
super long.
But for the rest of you, it's moved out of visual range. And I shall pass this to no call.
All right. Let's see. So just that one ship move out of visual range?
Yep.
Okay.
As you know, there's a
So
spare...
even with our guns, we're not going to be able to really do much damage.
Not
unless you get around the side.
Yeah, because, you know, you have these very powerful weapons, but when you have a shield with a beam shield, ship with a beam shield, you can hit it. The thing is, you're not going to be very likely to do enough damage to have an effect on it. Because you need to get at least 5 effective damage to do anything to one of these ships.
Okay. I don't really see the point of engaging these still.
That's perfectly legitimate.
I was like, yeah, we can just keep shooting at them, but the problem is, they're going to there's at some point where they're going to be able to just hit us with a bunch of flak and just hurt us with that.
The only thing I would say is they are a clear and present danger, and we're hunting the Gregmas.
You know, on that
Yeah, I'm
note,
still worried about what's behind. And yeah, we still have these dams to kill. So I'm going to focus on the dams.
I was actually just going to
Totally
mention,
fair.
speaking of that, there is still seemingly a firefight going on behind you.
I am going to shoot at the first dam.
You cannot see it.
Smonk.
Small.
Oh, the smoke block. That okay.
Smog indeed.
Which ones aren't? I mean, is the other one in the smog too?
Yep, you can see no enemies. You know where they are, but you cannot get a bead on them.
They're in the vape room with me.
Wait.
They hotboxed it, Emet. This is just like Academy all over again. Wait, no, you never went to Academy. It's just like OCS all over again.
Huh.
This is what you think a college dorm room is like.
The dank Jovian weed, man.
You know, that might actually be a real thing. You know, cigarettes might
Yeah, I
be
believe-
illegal in the Jovian Union, but marijuana isn't.
You can totally rip a bong hit in the Jovian Union.
But tobacco? No, unthinkable.
Well, tobacco is actually especially bad for you because it is particularly good at absorbing, I believe it's polonium. Anyway.
The only choice here is really to melee these guys. I don't want to deal with these guys first.
Well, The other option
There
is
is
to
also
let.
that firefight behind you.
Yeah, I was just about to mention, like, these guys are retreating, and
There's another threat.
yeah, there's another threat to the ship. You can't let
Right.
them leave. And
Plus, the
disengage.
maze doesn't know about this like squadron in front of them, so because we haven't had
Yeah,
a communication.
Nora's basically going to tell everyone else to retreat and make it to the to react to the firefight behind us, and she's going to make her way in that direction.
Everyone, as Emet, you essentially let the Dans in front of you disengage. You notice out of the corner of your eyes that, like, this frigate and destroyer ahead of you on the rocks starts to turn around to join that other one in leaving. And as you get further and further away from it, your communications start to clear up, and you now may use your radios again.
No call. What's
Yeah.
going on? Have you heard anything from the Greg Mays?
Nora just comes over the radio. No, I haven't heard nothing yet. Seems that our communications were down.
I'm going to do something impulsive, Mr. Director. The ship's in trouble. I'm very fast. I'm going to go fly ahead.
You
Oh,
do that by across ship.
Jumprope. John is gonna call.
Like by fly ahead, I mean like fly ahead of the formation back to the Greg Mays.
I see. And as you do so, the eye catch plays as we've reached the middle point of this episode.